I'm very late on the YouTubes. Right, so to all of you wonderful folks, this is going to be Domination. The Dwarven Domination. We're playing as Thorgrim specifically, and the whole point here is we're going to do some Warcrimes against the Grobi, because, well and truly, they deserve it.
Do not shame your ancestors, dammy brethren. For the damage cron. For the damage cron, brethren.
We're going to be playing on Legendary very hard, as we always do, and we'll jump straight into it. We'll jump straight into it, folks. Looking forward to it. Yeah, like I said, love me some Dowie. The Dowie are the best. No other faction comes close. Let's be realsies now. Hey, Raz, all good to see you, buddy. I bought Bramble preservatives, and I've not tasted them yet. Will they be any good? Not a clue.
Excited for avenging some grudges, Pedro. We'll be avenging grudges today.
Hey, Soul Scroats, good to see you, buddy.
I will be speaking like a Dowie when the need fit. If there's silly manlings around that need to be told of Dwarven supremacy, well, let them know. Because the dwarves are where it is at.
Right. Beautiful. So, main target will obviously be murdering Skarsnik. It's one of the biggest things we need to do. So, victory conditions specifically follows our complete one major Book of Grudges. And that includes, I believe, you know, getting the Black Crag and things like that, which shouldn't be too difficult. Having an engineer in your army from the get-go, giving you mobility, is really nice, and will help, obviously, the Gyro Bomber perform. We're going to go straight to Tier 2. I'm going to chuck in Growth as well. Although I did actually use a strategy where I went straight into money buildings, which wasn't the worst strat, but the replenishment rate will help a lot, especially within this province when we're going to be fighting a lot. Halfway through Demon Slayer at the moment. Nice. Love that. Yeah, I've always loved the Dowie. You know me, boys. And like we said, last stream until full-time work. We're starting tomorrow. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it a crack. I think Thorgrim is one of my least played dwarves, which is the reason why I wanted to give him a go. Definitely by far my least played. Also Raziel, that's a grudge. Hey Borg, good to see you. Yep, makes sense. That seems about right. High King who feels the worst. No, Thorgrim is actually relatively strong. Like, Thorgrim really does buff his units heavily. I think, don't underestimate the amount he buffs his units. Like, especially if you're fighting something very... Wow, this map is very much flashbang. Not as much as my head, though. Yeah, if you're fighting against certain armies, you can get really tasty buffs for it. It's one of the biggest advantages he has. Obviously, the Gyro Bomber specifically is where you're going to be doing it. Where majority of the work is the Gyro Bomber. Keep in mind, Shift 1 will activate the Gyro Bombs. But the problem there is you can't have Thorgrim on 1 if you do that. So now we've just lost a ton of free HP for no reason. Smiley face. Because I forgot about the El Clasico of when you've got something locked like that, it will completely screw up your keybinds. So when you're dropping these, make sure not to... Well, this generally couldn't have gone worse this start. Love to see that. A little bit of a mistake keybind-wise, but we've amended those issues, which is good. Hey, Blythe. This stream isn't about Greasus. No, we decided to play Thorgrim instead. Is the title wrong? Hey, James. So basically, we're gonna be Thorgrim. Okay, guys. We're gonna be streaming full. We're gonna be moving from streaming full time to streaming part time. And the dwarves are my favorite faction, so I wanted to play some in comfort before my last day is full time. You're holding out to the DLC to play Nurgle Empire Dwarves? Yeah, that's fair. I've just played an awful lot of Dwarves. Dwarves are my comfort pick, you know? The Dowie are my comfort pick, so always love playing them. I'm tempted to play Greasus eventually at some point too. I actually quite like Greasus. I think he's quite strong. Going back to a regular job? Yes, indeed. We are going back to a regular job on Monday. We are going to be doing a normal job on Monday. It's one of those things where it was an opportunity too good to pass up, you know? Am I nervous for it? Honestly, I don't know how much of a shit show it'll be just yet, so no, not yet. I don't know how bad it'll be just yet. And it's one of those things where I can't control it, so I'm not letting it control me, you know? Because I literally have no concept of how the job's going to be until I do it. I don't know how it'll go until I start. So I've had a nice chill 2 weeks. Nice chill 2 weeks beforehand. But yeah, Thorgrim is actually quite strong. I think people really underestimate his power in general. He's decent. I think, yeah, Thorgrim I think is always the one that you'd recommend to someone that's not typically played dwarves a lot, as fighting Skarsnik really helps you out. Fighting Skarsnik early game massively helps. If you want a slow guy that sits on the throne, I play the Rune guy. Yeah, if you're playing Thoric as well, make sure that you've recruited the Ancestral Hero from him, so then you can give that Ancestral Hero to everybody else. So you'll know what I mean. I'll recruit that Ancestral Hero once I get the opportunity to do so within this army. And you want it to be short, guys.
Short? There'll be no alliance while I'm the High King of this. Do not shame your ancestors.
No shaming our ancestors here, boys. Yeah, maybe I need to be careful with my Dwarven voice, because it does test the old throat. It does indeed put the vocal cords under distress. But normally, right guys, I hadn't started, like, legitimately, my entire working experience is at one company. When do I get access to, like, the systems? I'm guessing on the day of starting. Like, I'll get an email or something that gives me everything I need. Well, hopefully. Hopefully so. Otherwise, I just won't be able to work. Which I suppose is not the worst thing in the world. I guess, as well, the Blythe, if you, are you much of a fan of, Kugath? I love Kugath. Does it work from home? Yeah, it's work from home pretty much every day, but once a month, pretty much. Total domination run? I mean, we could try and give it a go. What's the job? It is a Cloud Center of Excellence product owner. Is the job I'll be starting. So, all very... It's a very strange combination, honestly. A very strange combination. Having to use Agile and Scrum within a cloud environment. First days are either really smooth or really bad in terms of access. Yeah, true. It's a really, really big company, so you'd think it the sort of... And it's ID2. I'm not James, no. I probably am. I just don't know the acronym of that. I've done so much random crap when it comes to cloud computing and just random gubbins in general. I just love that the dwarves are just so sturdy, man. Let's nerf these guys, and we'll pull back around for those. Yeah, this is the problem about the keybinds. I need to not make Thorgrim number 1. If Thorgrim's number 1, it always seems to bug it. It's the new European Security Standard, basically 2.0. Oh, really? I mean, I'm in England, so I'm not technically in EU, so maybe... Because we're not in the EU anymore, but so maybe we're not in it. But is that specific to cloud computing, James? As if it is, I might be able to sound really smart my first day. I might be able to sound really, really smart my first day. It's like, guys, have we actually considered NSID2 here? Is this NSID2 verified here? Just making sure that we're covering all bases here, guys. Just making sure we're ensuring we're covering all bases here. Alright, let's just keep shooting the archers when they get close. Lovely, lovely. Set the Thoric Vortex campaign yesterday, liking their playstyle so far. Ooh, Vortex campaign sounds interesting for him, yeah. Lovely the Vortex. You want the Dwarfen Copter? I actually like that name, it's quite good. How do you think of the reduction of the Ancestor Heroes physical ward? I think it's probably because they forgot that it was 55% instead of 75 instead of 55. As everything else was nerfed to 55. So my honest to God thoughts are that they legitimately forgot to nerf him. Or to nerf them a while back. But it kind of sucks though, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of sad that they've just nerfed like dwarves without giving them any love. Like that's literally all those in the patch notes. Was just them nerfing him. A glorious Thunder Badge, Wonderwise? Man, me too, dude. Malachi McKayson will 100% be in the game. There's no way they don't put him in. Like, it is such a free thing for them to do to get money. Like, Malachi McKayson with Thunder Badges and stuff like that is printing money. Let's go militia training as well. So what I like to do is go militia training and then rush Axe Lord. As that is just the easiest way to get your frontline even better. Even though you may be asking yourself, is that even possible to get it even better? And the idea is, and the answer to that is yes. We will go Grudge of the Foul, but it's worth, I think, getting into this because we get melee defense, so it makes us more durable in the fights themselves. We are going to need to increase this as soon as we get the upgrade, though. There's not really an awful lot you can do. You sort of do need runes until... Yeah, you kind of need runes. I mean, technically, you could probably have, like, a Rune Lord following you around. Like, a tough Rune Lord is not terrible. This is the best trait, so... Ancestral Blood would not be the worst at all. I think you can pretty much afford doing it. So let me just make sure I'm not missing the names. Dwarfen Copter. And what else we're missing? The Hammers, the Short Beards. That's a Grudge. Nothing but grudges, boys. Grudge skill points become a lot more appealing because of the skill reset. Yeah, true. Definitely, you can move towards it. My pattern fantasy while playing dwarves is to shoot so much artillery, by the time the ammunition ends, there is no enemy left. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Yeah, no, sorry, Razel. I was in the middle of the battle. I was in the middle of the battle. What's it? The Storm like S12, 6th edition. Ooh, okay. I mean, it's one of those... It's the weird lore around the dwarves and the Chaos Dwarves is that the dwarves do not acknowledge Chaos Dwarves' existence. The only dwarf within Warhammer Fantasy to ever mention Chaos Dwarves is Gotrek. And he says the architecture looks like Chaos Dwarf architecture, thus acknowledging their existence. And then basically tries to pull it off and be like, you know... didn't mean to say that. Oh, Val, what I meant to say regarding them reducing the Ancestor Hero physical ward is...
Stupid manlings nerfing my ancestral heroes. They have shamed the ancestors this day. By the layer, they have shamed us all.
Just kill Vlad with every lord, and the skill reset doesn't even have a big downside. Yeah, true, definitely. He'll come back next turn then. Because it is a defined wound, so you're not wrong. Once we get more gyrocopters, once we get more quarrelers, we'll be happy. So let's use the Dwarfen Copter to go annoy them. Because that's one grudge that they really can't afford to have. Yeah, definitely. It's such a Dwarven thing. This is the only problem with the gyro bombers. Their damage overall regarding, you know, the actual attack in itself is pretty low. Because you have to leverage the bomber. And by using the keybind shift 1 here, we're just getting as much damage as we can to get them to move towards us. And keep in mind, when using the gyro bombers, you got to be very, very careful, very cautious about bombing into a unit that's fallen over. Because as far as I'm aware, you can't take damage when you're on the floor. I'm almost certain you can't take damage when you're on the floor, so you got to be very, very careful with that. But yeah, Aberton, hopefully we'll be able to move towards Vlad, because the goal is probably to go towards Skarsnik, then move north to help Ungrim. Because the faster we make Ungrim our friend, the better, honestly. Do you know what? I dramatically crush these guys in melee here, so I'm going to grab you both there. Go a little bit wider here, because I don't really see anything too threatening. I am going to take a relatively aggressive stance here. The ideal world is the gyro bomber would be shooting their lord, but this'll do. That'll do, Donkey. That'll do. So Thorgrim hopefully can intercept here. The Oath of Vengeance is nice because obviously it uses it on anything. But you got to make sure to use it at a good time. Okay, so their archers have now locked us in. So it's now the units on the flanks' responsibility. Probably the miners, honestly, to move through them. When I try north, the Wizard comes right at the capital. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. As long as I put a garrison building in there, I'm pretty confident it'll be fine. But you're not wrong, Jack. You are not wrong at all, matey. Normally, Wurzag does do exactly what you say. It just depends on the RNG of it, because he's already confederated the Teeth Snatchers, so he's definitely in a really good position here. Right, you shoot over there. Let's get these guys guard mode. I don't want them running too far away. Obviously, Thorgrim's ability to impact this battle is a lot less than, like, most other things here. And you can see that we've already got these routed. Because you got to remember that shooting something reduces their leadership by 5, so sometimes just starting to shoot something really can help getting them routing. Yeah, the Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, although in practice a very interesting unit. Their melee attack is too weak to be useful. It's like a classic example of like the miners, for example. They have tons and tons and tons of armor piercing. You know, they're a really, really low tier unit, but quite effective in that regard. But it's just the issue in that they have way too little melee attack to actually get hits off. You know, they need way more melee attack to be able to be hitting things. Like, for example, against the Orc Boys, these guys have 28 melee defense right now, so they only have a 33% chance to hit, which is pretty low. Pretty damn low. And if you flip it over, 35, 31, it's about the same. So they have an equal chance to hit, and due to the fact that the Orc Boys have a little bit more entities, there's a reasonable chance that they would lose in that 1v1. There's a very reasonable chance to assume they would lose in that 1v1. Okay, the Goblin Archers are almost dead. These are really deadly little buggers if they get close enough, I tell you. Also nice these guys routed enough, so they've shattered off the map. If a unit routes 3 times, they'll shatter. Which basically means they can't come back. Let me try... No, I need to break this line, because otherwise these Dwarf Warriors will probably break themselves. So this is the reason why Quarrelers are such a core unit within your roster. They really do ensure that they can trade very effectively against pretty much anything that's ranged. And on top of that, you will have a very decent melee combatant as well. I am very surprised Thorgrim has won as heavily as he has. Like, 64 melee attack is 37% chance to hit. So that's a lot. You know what I mean? That is a good amount of hit chance there. Let's get the gyro bomber over and just shoot him instead as well. The suppression will help. The melee specialist, nice. Good. Just want to make sure we don't take too much. They need a lot of disciple lords to hit directly, decently. Yeah, It's my only issue with miners and dwarf warriors is like, yes, they're a really cool unit, but I'd rather have a unit that's like significantly tankier and then do damage through alternative means. It's a very similar concept to like high elves, really. High elves don't really have a front line that does damage. They just have a front line that sits there long enough, like wailing and taking damage. When's a drop stream, Curvis? That's funny. Generally, the first 2 weeks are written off. Yeah, apparently I have a 3-month induction. And there's no probational period, which I thought was interesting. For the new job I'm starting. Wow, 25 growth is very, very strong. Empower the guilds. Do you already have the autonomy of the holds? No, you don't. Wow, so 40 growth already from that. That's an awful lot of growth for the dwarves. That's suspicious how much growth that is, honestly. Oops, wrong units. A little suspicious for me. If we had any units that were gunpowder, like Thunderers, would be so nice. Break open the cask, honestly. Flash bomb is such a nice ability. We can go ammunition. Ammunition is balance of power, so we'll always take that. Scarstick can't really ambush us, so... And you gotta remember as well, my only units are tier 4, and the unit that I really want to use is the flame cannons. As they've been buffed so much to the point where they're such a good artillery. Like 280 range, but the damage is redonkulous. Like the damage is just unbelievable. Like it is very difficult to compare and contrast between the... Where the hell did he go? He didn't ambush. I feel like he went towards World Edge Archway to get the settlement, right? Because he goes high place and then here. We can check because of the like. You can get a lot of information just specifically by looking at the public order. It's pretty nutty. So let's have a look at the public order, folks. Conquest and stability -1 per turn. That makes me feel like he's not. He just moved over there. There is a military presence of 5, which means there is an army of 15 in one of these, so he's moved over here. We can actually attack the high place. So we probably should think about this smart. It might be a good idea to recruit again, although I'm relatively confident beating Scarstick's army here. Let me just check the garrison. Garrison's pretty weak. Money-wise, we'll start struggling, but as long as we're just using one army, we should be fine. The logic here is that if I do attack, and I don't have any slayers, then the Spooter is going to be hard to kill. But the Gyro Bomber surely will deal with that. Who are you with? The Gits, makes sense. So always do not auto-resolve these ones, I'm going to be worried otherwise. More important than province upgrades for Thorgrim. Yeah, that's fair. I think province upgrades are really good, but it's one of those things where you need the entire province, and if you don't have the military might to defend it, you're in trouble.
Kazakin, Landela, it's good to see you. Fellow Dowie of the Mountain. How are you doing? Hopefully you're not shaming your ancestors.
As the Dowie say,
Yes, Dowie, slay. Slay, Dowie, slay.
Maybe not quite so much like that, but he's got the spirit. Is this SFO or vanilla? This is a vanilla. I prefer vanilla dwarves, although SFO makes them really good. It changes their strength points. It weakens their early game, but massively buffs their late game, pretty much, from my understanding. From the bit that I've played. Granted, I haven't played a lot of SFO dwarves, but I've played a good amount. You copied my campaign, settled a Thorgrim one yesterday. Yep, that's exactly how I get my inspiration, Landela. My inspiration is purely what do people that that watch me play, and I'm like, you know, I've got to try and make them. Yeah, I'm just basically looking at the campaigns you're playing and then just copying that, basically. Maybe, did you start a Daniel campaign recently? Because obviously I did a lot of Daniel campaigns. You knew it? You got me, bud. You got me. No, so basically the logic here was that, you know, I'm starting a full-time job tomorrow, and I wanted to play my favorite faction and get one last stream in before that. God, the gyro bombers are so brutal against archers, man. Such a brutal unit. We'll do a rotation over this side. Full-time doing what? I will be a Cloud Center of Excellence product owner. So basically my entire responsibilities will be owning the entirety of the platform of GCP and AWS. And the company spends apparently like 600 million every year on cloud-related services. Remember said that 4.2 might be a bit. How so? What was the reasoning behind it? The bombs any different from normal gyrocopters? Yes, they're stronger. Gyro bombers do 100% AP, whereas I'm almost certain that the normal variant of it is not that strong. Yeah, less AP. A lot less AP. Also changes under the hood is my understanding from his video. Ah, that makes sense. Classic. Classic. I found it really, really cool that they shouted Venris out on the 4.2 blog page. I really like that. You know, CA coming out and thanking the folks doing mods. Because I think if we're all honest with ourselves, like if we're all being fully honest, I think mods have saved Total War in a lot of ways. Like, I'd happily have that statement attached to my name because I truly believe it. In any dry spell we've ever had, there's always been a cool-ass mod that's come out. Someone has made a cool mod. And that has been a consistent thing. Ooh, I actually might be pushing it a little bit, but my units, quality-wise, will always be better than his. Not having Rune of Spite is going to be the biggest deciding factor as to this being difficult. Because we're going to get attacked by Skarstic, and we won't have access... He's level 7? Jesus. We won't have access to a lot of things, but what we do have is Axe Lord maxed out, so I'm pretty happy with that. You don't play mods? Oh, really? How come? Is there any decision? Is there any specific reasons why you don't use mods? I can understand it. I often play without mods. I very rarely play with mods usually. So we're going to get attacked by Skarsnik here, but that's fine. I'm pretty confident in fighting him. Especially just due to the nature of my units. Like, look at that. He has 2 armies coming at me, and I can still auto-resolve. That is how cracked the Dwarven auto-resolves are, and this is on very hard battle difficulty. So what we're going to be using is the Master Engineer alongside the Gyro Bomber to make sure his Spider's dead. And then the rest of the Skulkers and things like that, I'm not too worried about. It's just the Fanatics I have to worry about. So these 2 Fanatics right here, I've got to be careful of, because they will do a lot of damage to me. They will do a lot of damage, so I've got to make sure that I'm okay against that. Also, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I got my beard completely trimmed short. You make Warhammer 3 mods? Nice, dude. What, Bineko, what's your latest mod you've made? Do I ever play Radius? I haven't played Radius in a very long time. My problem with Radius is that it more focuses on really, really cool units from a balance point of view. I'm worried about you running the fight. Yeah, I'm worried about your Fanatics going crazy, bud. I'm going to take Elevation and defend here. And then, because we can use the Gyro Bombers as long as we're playing smart. Normally, the terrain is a little bit janky around this area, so we've got to be careful for that. Normally, the terrain around this area is a little janky, so let's cover the flanks. I would imagine they're going to wait, because I'm going to use as much of my ammunition as I can. And you got to keep in mind that elevation is key here. Taking elevation will pretty much guarantee me taking significantly less damage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably wrap... Oh, I can't wrap around. I've just realized. Hit him with the old wrap around. Let's group you, and then you can go 3. I'm basically just wanting to try and come over here hit the Spooder, run away, and then rinse and repeat. One thing I would love to see is an expansion of engineers. If they expand the amount of engineers we have access to, that'd be super cool. Like Chaos Dwarves getting healing for their constructs. I would see a lot of sense in the ability to do that as the Dwarves. Like having engineer lords and stuff like that. Healing your gyrocopters and then maybe expanding your war machines specifically. I would quite like that idea. Should easily kill the spider, it's so big and accuracy of the main bomber guns don't matter. Yeah, agreed. It's just the main thing, you got to be really careful with the archers, but I think if you just go around them, it doesn't matter too much. Which is what we've done here. And you can see the only thing that's... Nothing's shooting us yet. Nothing is attacking us. I just got to be careful that they don't move over this way. Oh, but I've got to take advantage of the fact that these stalkers are here. These skulkers, excuse me. They're probably going to bomb me, though. There's a reasonable chance that they're going to smoke bomb me, but looking like they're not just yet. So I'll take advantage of this situation. I'll take full advantage of the situation. And the closer I get, the better calibration distance I'll have. Keep in mind, a very important mechanic here. So every single range unit in a game has a thing called calibration, which effectively determines the effective range of that unit. And a lot of units, it's typically around 75%, you'll start being significantly more accurate. So obviously, the gyro bombers only have an 125 range. If you're shooting it at that max range, you're expected to miss pretty much all of your shots because of just the natural ways it works. I know the easy Altarian auto result mod. Nice, man. Modders like yourself are making the game great. Keep up the good work. Because there'll be someone out there that wants a mod like that, you know? And you made the Jade Dragons army bus. Lasts for 300 turns. God damn, nice. Any item that you have, so anything on the left side, Tanlik, it's a good question. Anything on the left side is shift 1 to like 8 or something. And then it's just, and then on the other side it's control. Or alt, excuse me, it's alt. And then alt to 8 or however many the bands they are. So basically, it's by default bound to that. Let me just get out of the range here. And if you're wondering how I've activated this, the enemy lines, hold down space in a fight, and you can see fire arcs right here. That'll give you the information there. A lot of people don't know about the battlefield overlays. Like, a lot of players that are newer have no idea this is a thing that I've spoken to. So I always try and remind myself to mention it. Just in case someone hasn't seen it. And they can obviously take the benefits from it. Let me move over this side. Let me move over here and take this terrain. Gotta keep on moving forward as well. As the Goblin Archers will always try and attack us here. I mean, the Spooder's almost dead already. Which is good. Which is weird, as much of the overlays are on by default. Yeah, it's just like the fancy things regarding like Lord. There's certain things here that aren't on by default. / weirdness with it. Right, I need my ammunition. 100 meters. We have a relatively high amount of ammunition available to us here. Once the Quarrelers can shoot the Spooder, I'm going to just make sure that this Spooder's dead. And then due to the terrain and how this functions around the area, it's very awkward. Why drop the bombs on the spider? Interesting question. Explosive damage is only 100, right? I don't think the damage overall would be worthwhile in my eyes. I think the bombs will be better leveraged against their inventory, especially because of how janky this terrain is. Because very quickly you'll see that they'll stack up like absolutely crazy. You'll see quickly that the naturally the AI is going to be massively stacked up, and we'll find more value with the Gyro Bomber. Like, for example, here, look at these juicy blobs. The Gyro Bomber's activatable specifically specializes in becoming an infantry killer, you know, whereas you'd expect the shots themselves to be more of an anti-infantry. Man, if I had like a burning head here or something like that, it'd be nice. Let's get guard mode on everybody as well, let's be careful. So let's now see it moving through. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is some damage. So the Fanatics are on the right flank, so let's keep that in mind. And that's rerouted their entirety of that line. Holy moly. We could be doing shift 1, but I don't really need to. As long as these guys are all happy and secure, we're fine. Another bomb there. And let's move in this direction. And then let's now send a second wave in. Because like I said, I'm afraid of the Fanatics, which is the wall right over here. So let's just make sure they're going to rout. Let's just get one volley into there. Let me just check the rest of their Fanatics. Just have a quick look. If I can see any of the rest of them. Because obviously I want to avoid taking maximum damage from Fanatics where possible. There's a reasonable chance there's Fanatics on this flank, so let's have a little look around. They may be going for the long con here. But you can see already, 575 kills, by the way. 575 kills. Obviously, Doctor up burning head. Yeah, definitely. So here we go. So they here's where some of the Fanatics are. But seemingly, I don't think these guys are the... They're not the Fanatics. You guys are... Let's just keep paying attention. You know, the second we get complacent is when they'll really punish us, so... But you guys move over and attack you. And then grab, I think it's you two, and then start wide formation with everybody else. Are all kills equal in XP? Or in a small? Damage the same. It's just damage dealt, I believe. I think no matter the... Like, damage dealt is where the experience is yielded. I mean, I would imagine there's probably some calculus towards gold value as well. Like, I'd be surprised if that isn't something that they value within the way to level things up. But typically speaking, the more a unit does damage, the more levels it'll get, right? As a generalized rule of thumb. As a generalized rule of thumb, that is how it is. Okay, I should start firing out these bad boys. We'll be really careful for the fact that they can stagger us tons. Do they have ranged Fanatics? I don't believe so, right? As far as I'm aware, I don't believe that's the case. If I had like one Jara bomber, one bomber unit, like the blasting charges. The blasting charges are really good. Bit of a shame that my Coralers got caught up here. Kill count is just for the giggles. I mean, the kill count is just obviously a very easy visual demonstration of how effective a certain unit's being, right? It's like, oh, I've got XYZ amount of kills. They're doing an alright job, kind of thing. Where is their other Fanatic, or have I just killed them? My main worry now is the other Fanatic, but I'm going to try and flank around to the other archers now. Want to make sure that we can at least punish these Goblin Archers, because this is getting free value. Oh my god, this is such a Battlesey thing to do. Please don't lose the Jar Bomber. Sitting the Bomber in the middle of the fight. Completely intentional plays there. Completely intentional there, to ensure that we sponged the maximum amount of damage for that unit. That was completely intentional, folks. They've managed to do a good job of sponging all the units. So I'm going to give the ammunition to the unit that has more entities. Here's a biomass, an upgrade that allows them to show up on the map after 90 seconds. Like Skaven Minister of Blood. That is sick. I would love if they expanded that. I mean, they are doing a lot of tabletop stuff. Isn't that just all Chaos Singular? I guess so. Right, armor loss bonus feels like it's not too far away now. Just mainly because of just how their army is right now. Hammers are doing a fantastic job of punching away at Scarce, which I'm happy about. Night Goblins are dealt with, and let's move these guys down towards the Skulkers. We have elevation here, so we are doing bonus damage versus them, which is good. Yep, there you go. I was going to say, like, I was surprised. Hey, Sam, I'm doing well. How are you, pal? Let's get Stochastic killed. As far as I'm aware, he's not the fastest gobbo in the world. 35 speed is actually relatively fast, though. Yeah, without a Rune Mage, we ain't going to chase much. Alright, good news is we've dealt with him. The good news is we've dealt with the rest of the buggers. Very pleased with that. But Sam, hope you're doing okay, matey. Mm-hmm. 588 kills is wild. I actually haven't had that kind of level of value from them in a long time. But yeah, Sweeter's dead. The best thing about... Wow, rank 6 already. Not the fastest Garbo. I didn't think it was that quick, but I always forget that dwarves are so unbelievably slow. You know, they do their best, you know what I mean? They run as fast as they can. They run as fast as they can. Bless them. You hate college? Well, I hope it gets better. Education's important, my friend.
A quest has been issued, mighty lord.
Wow, quest already, level 6. Level 7? Level 7, I think. Active Green, that's fine. And then we're going to go into Grudge of the Foul. And then probably Vigor reductions. And then we're going to make ourselves the Rune of Spite. As that's when we really start picking up inside these battles. And then once we get the melee defense one as well, even better. Hey, random guy. Lore about the dwarves specifically? Okay, a dwarf, typically speaking, is significantly powerful and very strong for their stature. They're sort of like ants in that they have a significant amount of strength. So much so that a normal dwarf, like a dwarf warrior, would probably be able to lift a horse above their head. You know, they are very, very, very strong folks. Could go in artillery here. Getting some Grudge Throwers is going to be nice. We've got growth already, so let's go into Gemstone. This is really greedy in that I probably should just put in the gate. But I'm relatively confident. I'm relatively confident this is the right play. Cheers, much love to you. I need better recruitment already. And I can't really afford it. Let me think. What's the Grudge Throwers really going to apply and do into my army that with the things that I'm fighting? Honestly, I'm not going to go to Grudge Throwers. The smart thing is going walls because of what Thorgrim is most likely going to do. Because he'll do reasonably well in the north. And then what your responsibility is to do that. Slides looks kind of goofy on the campaign map. Is it the campaign map where there's only 2 horses instead of 6? I started my paint the map on Old World map with Vlad. It's going. Nice, man. Yeah, it's weird. It definitely doesn't look... It looks very odd. Like, 2... I don't know why they couldn't get similar. Yeah, a similar model for both, but I don't know how it works. I have no understanding how it works. And I won't pretend to know that I do. Right. So Scarstick is pretty weakened, which I'm happy with. Never mind, he got 50% replenishment. I need to always remember to do the Gyro Bomber first. Honestly, I can probably just run at them. I think we're going to be strong enough to just be able to run at them. What we're used to. In fairness, I haven't really checked too much. You try to clear the mountains before heading to count 8 peaks. Kill Agazar quickly, because for some reason I'm going to struggle with them. Yeah, I think it's one of those weird situations where you've got Ungrim to your north, and obviously Azag, but you are right, typically speaking, Ungrim does quite bad. And then you've got to remember that Wurzag is most likely going to come and attack you.
Feel us we're doing well, fellow Dowie from another hold.
How are you doing, bud? Hope you're doing good. You're solid. Nice. Where's their fanatics? Yeah, there's a fanatic here. Shoot them. Time to pew them. Goes to Vlad. Doesn't Vlad always win unless it's a dance-off? Oh yeah, dance-off. He'd get smoked. I mean, Vlad's main advantage is he's so small and he has such a high amount of regeneration. Like, that's one of the best things about Vlad, honestly. Why is Dwarves my favorite? Is it lore-wise or gameplay-wise? Lore-wise, I just love the Dwarves. I mean, I dedicated a lot of time to try and sound like a Dwarf, so... You know, I've just liked them since Warhammer 1. I think their game style complements me well. Also, this should... Oh, it's still telling me they've got enough HP. I just need to make sure this is below... Yep, they don't have now. You can check the buff itself. They can see can use if. And now they are under the 25% HP threshold, so I don't have to worry about them now. And we've purposely put the Jarrock Bomber out to ensure that we're not getting them shot at and just murdered for no reason. I'm very shocked at Thorgrim's survivability here. Skarsnik is incredibly good at killing him. But I ain't going to complain. I look at these Dwarf Warriors fighting against 2 units. Night Goblins and Skulkers and just holding. 47 melee defense. Fantastic unit, man. Absolutely fantastic unit. Alright, moving around here to flank. We're going to move over to this direction, then just send the Hammerers into Skarsnik, and then nerf him once we get the chance to. I'm going to give you physical resistance to avoid damage from Slider Mister. Although that's not going to help at all against Skarsnik because he's got magical attacks already. Oh, that's his Prodder. A sneaky scavenge. Norscan versus Dwarf, who wins in a headbutting contest. Well, I mean, the Barak Var handshake is quite literally headbutting somebody, so you'd probably give it to the Dwarves. Well, I tried DD2. What's DD2? Is that a D's nuts thing, Sam? Yeah, here we go. This is what I was expecting to happen to Thorgrim. Let's reduce his melee defense. And then run away. Oh, yeah, definitely I'll be trying it. Yep. Definitely. Let's get ammunition out. Yeah, balance of power situation. It's better than the old days with Grimgor at the Black Crag. That sucked. Funny enough, I had a Grombrindle guide for killing Grimgor. Guaranteed at like turn 6 or something on my YouTube channel. It was a very, very good strat. But it wouldn't work as Thorgrim because you needed Siege Attacker. Darkest Dungeon 2. I actually haven't played Darkest Dungeon ever. What's my opinion on the Thunder Badgers mod? It's amazing. Love that mod. The Thunder Badge mod is a fantastic mod. They did a great job making it. But you can do that today in Warhammer 3. Sorry, Jankov, what do you mean, buddy? I'm not sure what you mean, Chief. Instances where Wurzag was destroyed by the Carrick Var regular faction. Wow, that's surprising. I mean, that's the beauty of the game. There's a lot of RNG involved. Oh, killing Grimgor with Grombrindle turn 6. Oh yeah, you definitely couldn't do that now. You wouldn't be close enough to him. He's a wee bit too far for that. Alright, should be able to attack the settlement. We'll fight the Lord at the same time. Wait, we're just giving this dude here free reign of taking the settlement. Hey, Spongebrain. He's going to take the settlement over here, but that's fine. We'll just take it back. Normally what I like to do is go secondary tier on these guys, but you want to go tier 3 first. Destroy them. He's only on the other side of the world. Yeah, true. Just take the sea lanes, you know? Take the sea lanes. But yeah, Tim, what do you think about the Thunder Badge mod? I'm a big fan of it. I've always enjoyed having really cool stuff for the dwarves. I like the Norscan dwarves as well. I'm not sure if any of you guys have played the Norscan Dowie, but they're very good fun too. It's a good mod. Very good mod. Very, very solid mod. They did a really good job with that. Let's see a Thoric campaign for me. Mainly the Quarreler spam. I think we might have a stream of it. I played quite a lot of Thoric in general. There may or may not be a stream of it on YouTube. If not, I'll happily play him. If not, I would happily play him. As Thoric is a very fun one. Having the heat-seeking missiles to begin with is tasty. But it just depends on what stuff comes out, you know? As I'm hopeful that Thrones of Decay comes out quickly. Have you tried Return Tomorrow yet? I hate that it's an Epic exclusive. James, we actually streamed it on YouTube as well. That was my first time streaming to multicasting. And I did community runs. Basically, we played as a community in Return Tomorrow, and we finished it all together. And we had like 20 beds or something ridiculous in the settlement. It was brilliant. It's a fantastic game. Rampage on a range unit makes it run into melee, right? Yes, Fearless, exactly that, buddy. What was my second favorite faction apart from the Dawi? And apart from Chaos ones as well? Probably Empire. I'm very much an Order side boy. But then again, it's criminal. Oh, Sponge Rain. Yo, dude, thank you so much for the 5 gifters. You're an absolute legend. It's very kind of you, buddy. Can we have some 07s for wonderful Sponge Brain if you guys don't mind? Much love to y'all. Couple cheeky 07s for the wonderful wholesome hunk that is Sponge Brain. Also, love the Meowdy amount. Lantry was the one that asked for the for that amount. Gotta look up the VOD then. Yeah, it was a good fan. I'm also a big fan. Sorry, I'm working at the moment. Oh, Tim, do not apologize at all. Thanks for responding. Appreciate you taking the time to respond. Let's turn you guys around. I need more Thunderers, man. I think the Thunder Barge can stagger. Made a roll for myself after my current Thorgrim campaign. I don't touch Empire Dwarves until Turn of Decay releases. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't blame you there. I do not blame you at all there. There's a chance we rout him. Nah, I was going to say there's a chance we rout him before he gets close. If I max line these dwarves real quick, I can still get really good value shooting them without friendly firing too much. Yep, there you go. Sorry, Chief. It is just not your day, buddy. It is just not your day. So make sure we're giving ammunition out where possible, just to increase our balance of power at all times to try and force, basically, the routing to happen. The faster we force it, the better. So I'm lost bonus, excuse me, is what I was meaning. The Dwarven box is one that you should always fear. I think Dwarven boxes are one of my most feared things to try and beat up. There aren't many factions that can do a good Dawi box either. Sword Infantry. I'm surprised you were stalked. You must be... Yeah, you're Night Goblins then. Let's get the bombing run going, because it looks like we have support from that. We can go ahead and do these gyro bombs. Because the archers that would shoot us, you can see, are almost routed, so I'm happy with that. That's pretty much the one condition that I had to make sure that we fixed first before we moved the gyro bomber in. Otherwise, we'd have lost a lot of these guys for no reason. Lovely jabbly. Let's get the archers on these now. And then we can grab over and do a little, some small bombing runs here. Why not, eh? Beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely, jabbly. Playing Stanky against the Dark Elves is proving super easy because the Rampage Hex forces all their shades and dark shards into melee instead of shooting at me. That's incredible. That is a really, really smart way of dealing with them. Well done, Fearless. But yeah, Spongebrain, hope you're doing well, man. I really do appreciate it. Is the Cathay in one? Oh yeah, the Cathay box is pretty solid. Cathay units. The meme regarding what Cathay when they first came into the game, everyone was like, Cathay is just dwarves but better. And I was like, to begin with, I was like, it's kind of true. But as time has gone on, the dwarf supremacy has always reigned supreme. But Cathay are strong, right? They are a very strong faction. Another stream I regularly come back to and keep watching. Oh, that's really kind of you, Smudge Rain. I appreciate the kind words, my man. I'm glad that I'm able to keep you entertained, my friend. I will do my best to keep the quality up for you. We got the High King passive ability now. Oh, yes, please. Look at these insane buffs. The High King passive ability. We've got an Axe Lord and Grudges Against the Foul. So plus 5, plus 11, plus 19. That's not a bad amount of buffs. And then plus another 3. A lot of damage. Flash Bomb. That is a lot of damage, folks. On the upgrade in this in 2 turns, we're gonna grab another unit in here. Renka Hills is not at war with Wurzag just yet, but you'd expect Wurzag to be attacking here. I'm gonna wait regarding the Axe of Grimnir. I don't want to risk my overall HP. Plus, I think that quest might be bugged. If I'm not mistaken. We'll take this. We attack there. Then in 2 turns, we'll take Mount Gunbad, which will officially write off a grudge, which is fighting the Crooked Moon a lot. Plus, we're going to need a Thane as soon as possible, so we need to get towards tier 3 when we can. They can sit down and be at the same height, better actually that way. Oh, Dwarves is definitely way more accurate in general. On stationary, like if everything's standing on flat terrain, the Dwarves are able to shoot over without problems. That's why the Dwarves are the best. It's very rare that gunpowder units and things like that have the ability to shoot over. Got to killing a Thane with 200 armor and 80 million defense. Oh yeah, Thanes become insanely powerful. The Gatemaster wishes it could be like a Thane. They did run into that settlement. They did. That's unfortunate in some ways. Would Gobbos have a decent backline? I mean, Gobbos are more reliant on front to back. So yeah, their archers can be really good, especially with all the buffs. Are the bulk buffs slow? Yeah, Thanes are super slow. You can kind of get them supported with, you know, using stuff like Rune of Speed and things like that, but it's still not impressive. Do you know what? I might just risk it for the Chocolate Biscuit again and just jump into there. Hey, Caribou. What's my favorite faction and Lord? Probably Dwarves and then I would say Grombrindle. I'm a big fan of Grombrindle. Always have been. Eh, do you know what? Let's do it. I'm a crazy kid. Let's jump over. Your boy loves nice, difficult fights. And the Dwarves are one of the best at doing that. Like, the Dwarves are the best at coming and fighting things that should not be winnable. And the fantastic thing is, as well, we haven't made it so that the grudge will fail. We have 1 battle away. But what's everyone else's favourite factions, guys? To all you wholesome hunks in the chat, what are your favourite factions in the game? Gatemaster is more of a handmaiden rather than Thane. Yeah, true. I think anytime you have a hybrid unit, obviously they lack and struggle at both, right? Both, if they are having to split their things, you will struggle to do most things, right? They're a hybrid. They can't basically thrive at one thing. They're split between the two. I think a reason for people thinking Cathay is better than Dwarves is because to the untried eye, the Dwarf playstyle can seem one-dimensional. Yeah, no, that's a very fair comment, my friend. Very fair comment. Look at the Dwarven auto-resolve power. It's insane. Also, Skulkers are not too much of a problem, but it's a shame we only have 1 crawler, but we'll do the exact same fundamental of just sticking them all together and using the gyro bombers. If you had to pick ones, there's Dwarves. They love boom machines and the main ones. They love boom machines. Do you mean the Chaos Dwarf Sponge Brain? They don't exist, simply. Has more holding power. Has more holding power than Kislev or Dwarves. Probably Cathay. Cathay has exceptionally powerful staying power. Empire has not got the ability to really... Empire's inventory is not good enough to hold things back, usually. Let me have these guys on the right flank. I don't want them at the front. So I'm going to do a little bit of an improvisation here. I'm going to improvise a Dwarven box on this left flank here. Because basically my main goal is to funnel them into gyro bombers, basically. I want them to be funneled into gyro bombers. And they don't have any magic. Did they have any... Ooh, I didn't check if they had any fanatics, which is a mistake. So I'll have to check them when they come over. Or we can just run over. Let me get you onto 3, excuse me. Grab you, grab you. Let me go run over and check. Not a chore fan? Okay, thank goodness. I was about to say,
You have shamed your ancestors, Spongebrain. The Chaos Dowie do not exist. It is only the Dowie.
but I'm happy to hear. You like the Demons of Chaos? I'm really hopeful that the guide that I'm making will help a lot of people out regarding the dwarves. The Demons of Chaos, excuse me. It's legit my goal regarding making the video. It's just, I'm now in the process of making a script for it. As I've learned enough now. I think I'm in a position now where I'm happy with what I've learned. You like Torx? Yeah, Torx is cool. I like Torx a lot. Nice. Let's do staggered shots to these trolls. It's a shame we don't have fire attacks with these. I guess it doesn't make... I guess it kind of makes sense. Alright, with them moving over now, we're fine. I was going to do a Greases campaign today, but decided to do a Dwarf campaign on my last day of freedom. But Bretonnian Cavalry, it's so strong. I was like, what else? Oh, Bretonnian Cavalry is very, very strong. It's kind of suffering until you get to that point, right? That's one of the biggest problems that they typically have, is that you really struggle, Bus, until you get to the point where you can actually, you know, have a rather large impact on the map. Because it takes a long time to get all of your lords and, you know, all your lords going through and getting all of the vows done to the point where they can actually recruit cavalry. Otherwise, the cost is too much. Let me just guard mode these guys, because everything there should not move. It is a classic case of a front to back here. I am going to sit here shooting as long as I can, and I am going to give them the ammunition back. We should kill a couple of entities beforehand, hopefully. No, it seems that we're just deciding to shoot different trolls every time. Doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things, though. This is a really good example of why the Gyro Bomber is significantly worse than the Gyrocopter Brimstone variant. Because of the anti-large, we'd probably be two-shotting them. Okay, just to ensure that our balance of power remains high, let's get the ammunition going. And then ensuring that when we have the opportunity to do so, which should be the guy in the front, yep. Let's make sure to focus on those trolls. I will happily move my inventory line to ensure that we do that too. Because the trolls are the only thing here that will actually have damage pressure. Because I have no slayers and I have no real ways of doing anything else. So we do need to make sure the trolls die, otherwise they'll drain tank. And what I mean by drain tank is fundamentally they'll heal more damage. They'll heal more than I can do damage, right? Which is a very common thing for trolls to be able to do.
Gyro Bomber.
I didn't see, thankfully, any of them having... I didn't see any fanatics, but we're still got to keep a keen eye out. Still got to keep a keen eye out on it. Because obviously most of them are invisible right now, or stalked, excuse me. Just bomb them? I can't. There's a very high chance that the Gyro Bomber is going to get staggered if I move them up. I have to wait. Okay, they don't have any... Yeah, there's no fanatics. That's good. I'm going to pull these guys out onto the right flank here. Trolls have been dealt with. Now let's start killing their archers. Yeah, just making sure there's no fanatics here. You move in there, you move in there. This is a perfect place to go in. Oh, shoot. That means you've got to, like, go a little bit wide here to ensure that the skulkers don't move in. Right, this is going to be a glorious bombing run, so I've got to be careful for the volleys. So let's evade that one. Uh-oh. This is bad. Goddamn skulkers! Not going to stop me from murdering you rascals.
You're no shame that ancestors going, brethren.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's make sure we're shooting our archers then still. Our ancestors smile upon us this day, folks. Send Thorgrim in now for the more Senjin. It's a real big shame that you're getting crushed here, but it is what it is, honestly. And then now we're going to do a quick, cheeky bombing run here, as we've crushed the majority of their archers. Thank God we've evaded that. And since I'm using the keybind for this, we should be okay. I should be able to avoid all the damage. Like so, because... Look at that, 533 kills, man. Because of the fact that we're using keybinds. I wouldn't have been able to click that accurately and keep avoiding the damage if I wasn't. That's why you're always going to make sure you're using keybinds with gyro bombers, I feel like. Especially the artillery, but they need so much micro and campaign evoker. Yeah, agreed. You get bored of it easily. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of love needing to go in it. And I think they nerfed, if I'm not mistaken, folks, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they nerfed the artillery, like the Dreadquakes and things like that, and a lot of the artillery for the Chorse got nerfed pretty heavily. Also nice. By having a significant amount of concentration of gyro bombing runs here, these guys should start routing soon, and then we can just go towards their archer line. So the smarter thing now is just to shoot their front line. And yeah, we do fail us, buddy. You will not, generally speaking, get the Rune of Spite pretty quick, so we're going to go really wide now with the infantry. Thorgrim normally gets it pretty quickly, either 5 battles beating Skarsnik, or crafting it yourself, the 50 it's called. Hey, Ryan Smith. I think only Man Cannon got nerfed, Rocket got buffed, and Dreadquake stayed the same. No, Dreadquake definitely didn't stay the same. If I'm not mistaken, my friend, I think the Dreadquake's accuracy overall was heavily hindered. Like, beforehand, you could shoot the Dreadquake from anywhere, and it would land and actually be super accurate, but as far as I'm aware, that is no longer the case. I'm on my smoke bomb. Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Is it an AoE? Oh my god, it is. Yeah, really good shout. Thank you, dude. Let's get ammunition throwing around just to get... look at that. Ammunition ticked ammo loss bonus there. Ammunition is balance of power, folks. Alright, let's kill what we can. Well, that's just going to be a pain in the nuts. Are we foul moving with this? No. So since we're going to have to fight them anyway, we might as well just continuously keep moving up with these guys. I think the lords and stuff like that I'm not really that afraid of. I mean, goblin archers, quite a lot here. No, let's just focus on these guys. We don't have enough range. Let's get me ammunition. Get back in the fight, soldier. Angels lost a ton of mass. Yeah, the mass is what made them very, very good. They just mow through everything. That's good enough. It's a shame you don't get replenishment, but it makes sense. It actually doesn't feel super nerfed. It's significant power. Oh, it definitely does. It's just you need to level them up. Like, obviously, leveling up your artillery gives them the accuracy that they missed. But if you remember playing Chaos Dwarves on release, you generally could shoot from a mile away, and it would still land on top of stuff. But now you need levels until they do that, because if you're not aware, if you hold Alt with any artillery piece, and then just look around with a mouse, you'll see the grey circle of where the unit is likely to hit. And obviously with artillery pieces, the more accuracy you get, and the closer to you, the closest to you that you are shoot, like the closer you are to the target, the more accuracy you get, because that's calibration distance, right? That do be calibration distance. Also, I think the pupper wants some attention, folks. Oh. Nah. Basically a cone of fire, pretty much. Oh, we got Troll Slayer. That's nice. That's pretty good. Bonuses is large, 14. That's really nice. And now we get the Rune of Spite as well. We hardly took any losses there, really. Good to the Foul is pretty much just like everything we're going to be going around this area. I actually would quite like Lord of the Deeps potentially. I mean, that would have helped. But probably Ramp Marcher around this area now. And then ammunition as well. I would love to get... I would love to get... Ooh, there's still quite a lot of units in here. Wow, a lot of the trolls survived. A lot of the trolls survived that fight. Don't forget to equip the rune. Yeah, we should put it on our engineer, right? We've already got one on Thorgrim. Man, how do we get pottery? What's the closest way to get pottery here? Border Princes never goddamn builds this, I swear. Pottery is so useful. There's pottery over here as well. I sometimes just literally go into the Empire, kill that Empire faction just to get it. And it's so worth it. And it's normally worth converting these guys for the Bugman's Brewery. As it gives you the ability to recruit Bugmans here. Oh, you do need the drink hall though, as well. It is always really nice getting Confederation here. Battle support and then gifts. Happy to declare war on these guys with you. Trade agreement, absolutely fine with me. But princes don't live past turn 10. Yeah, they have way too many threats around them, it's true. Okay, let's give the Rune of Spite onto you as well. And now we've got 2 units that can be really, really solid. What we can actually do, since we have an excess here, is... do I have any items, folks? Do I have any items at all? No, I have 0 items. So let me go ahead and go over to here, and I'm going to grab as many of these guys as I can. Right, I just found the change. Direct rate, mortar effective range, 380 to 450, calibration to 140 to 120. Yep. Yeah, I remember that happening, because Chaos Dwarves could, like, shoot from anywhere and just be so accurate. But they definitely took that down. Yo, Dad the Noob, how are we doing, buddy? It's good to see you, my friend. Right, what we're going to be doing is merging these guys now. Let's see what we get. Ogre's Blade. That's not terrible. Wow, let's get a free blue item then, sure. Wow, it just gave me weapons. I'll take it. It literally just gave me nothing but weapons. Wait, is that a new mechanic where if you are using weapons, it just gives you weapons? No, surely not. Nah, surely not. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. The research on killers, the dwarves. Don't get them all when I stop researching, they level up. What was the condition to get them? Because we currently have the Choir Master by getting ranking up in province with low control. Won a battle with a small treasury. And we've obviously got the... Oh, it can either be a Runesmith, Thane, or Master Engineer. Interesting. Do you get that on your inventory? Oh, it's on your melee attacks. That will help, actually, by quite a lot. Level up when you're not researching anything. Interesting. What's the dwarf called down Gorok Krokgar? Anton, that is Thoric. Thoric Ironbrown. The sad thing about Thoric's lore is that he he thought he found the passageway to basically like Dwarven Heaven, but instead was ambushed by like, I think, Nefarita. It's pretty sad. Hey, Jonathan, when you finish a research in a turn when leveling up, I think? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, get students if you level up characters the same turn research finishes. Right. We should be able to do this then. We should be able to get that here. So this settlement's actually kind of awkward. Normally this side is the best way of going in because very quickly you can evade being shot at. Although my only worry here is there's obviously a lot of units for me to get through. There is an awful lot of units for me to get through, and there's very little units in the grand scheme of things for me. There's no one on the towers, so thankfully us deploying right in the corner here has worked, and they didn't put anyone on the walls. I guess the gyro bomber should probably have a little luck ski. There's a reasonable chance. I mean, there's no way they're here because otherwise we'd see the fort being captured. If we look at the rest of the settlement, you can get a lot of information from just looking around. You know, no one else is on the walls. That's good to know. Let's see if we can sneak a few kills of the trolls. The wounds have activated, but thankfully, wounds doesn't really do anything for our army. Smartest thing for me to probably do right now is just to wait for them to come towards my army. Shoot, I can't attack from there because of that. So what I'll probably do, what's your range? 138, is start moving my quarrelers into a position where we can shoot. I think if I put them here, they'll be able to shoot their archers over there. Thorgrim can't go on the wall, but my engineer can, but I'd rather attack the gatehouse. I don't believe we'll activate any form of Rune of Spite or anything like that. But this will be fine for now. Who are you all shooting at? Oh, James, you know what changed? If you recycle the blue item, you get more Oath Gold than you started with. Might not be a great idea, but just FYI. Yeah, Tim, you can infinitely get Oath Gold. We made a video on it ages ago. Ages and ages ago. It's been a thing in the game since Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. It's pretty dope. Basically, you can make infinite... I mean, theoretically, you make infinite Oath Gold by as soon as you get 120 Oath Gold. But I'm not gonna sit here and just recycle and play around with Oath Gold for the entire stream. You know, I'm not gonna punish you guys like that. I ain't gonna punish you guys like that. The second these guys get into a position where they can start shooting, let's just hit these nasty skulkers, and then now we're basically gonna try and just slowly whittle our way in. I'm gonna go guard mode. And then since we have so much ammunition, this is basically the easiest way for me to ensure that I'm not going to suffer. And we're going to flash bomb them as well. Just to give us more availability of shooting them, honestly, more than anything. Donation gold, $10 is 10 minutes of Gold Simulator. I'm not doing that. Even for monies. Right, let's move back this way. So there's no archers over this side, so as long as my quarrels are shooting something, I'm fine. As long as we're shooting something, we're going to be fine. Get out of their range there if we can. I think you guys can probably shoot the goblin archers. Shoot those archers on that on the flank to the left as well. And then slowly, but surely, we'll trickle them down. It's a very, you know, it's a very lame way, per se, fighting this battle, but it's always good to demonstrate, you know, the ways in which you can generate the most value with your composition, right? And one of the best things about quarrelers is just their significant levels of accuracy and their range. Such a nice unit. Such a good unit. So we've dealt with one of the archers. And we are what they call a gift that keeps on giving. We'll be able to shoot continuously here. So I think it's the barricade that's giving the range, but that's about it. Doesn't provide anything else. I'm happy at this unit not being shot anymore. Dwarf power indeed. We're shooting these Grobi scum boys. Sick of the vampires mostly. As you know, a lot of characters you can get 300 to 40% ratio in short order. Yeah, there was a lot. Like, for example, I think it's the Skaven, right, that can still get the capacity of Plague Priest really easily. It was kind of wild that I had a Plague Priest army so unbelievably early on. It was kind of silly. Was it good is a good question. You know, was it good? Was it a good army having 19 Plague Priests in it? And you guys could probably use your imagination there. You guys could probably use your own imagination to see if that army was good or not. The main fundamental was it was trash. I had no damage. I just summoned a bunch of clan rats that just did nothing. And that basically summed up the majority of that campaign. Wow, these little rascals over here are shooting us still, but they're invisible somehow. This might give us a little bit of vision, just to do one cheeky little volley. Oh, it's a different army. It's not goblins. They've moved your different units there. Oh, that kind of sucks. That's difficult to kill. Wow, Siege, sub epic. Yeah, this is just epic gameplay, my dude. Nothing but epic gameplay here, my friend. In fairness, I am min-maxing pretty hard as Thorgrim, and I am obtaining the Mount Gumbad very, very quickly. I'm just ensuring that I'm using any advantage available to me first, you know? Any and every advantage that I have available to me, I'm going to be exhausting first. Also, I'm going to move these guys a little bit further back so they fire arc better. There we go. That should be better now. Otherwise, we'll be hitting mainly the front. They should be arcing over now. Yeah, there you go. Because the further away you shoot, the more they'll arc it. Which faction? Dowie faction is the best faction-wide bonuses. Grombrindle for sure. Grombrindle for sure. Should I buy Warhammer 1, 2, or Chaos Dwarves? I really like normal dwarves on copters, but they seem kind of slow. I guess that's a good question. I mean, you'd probably overall get more value from Warhammer 1, as there's a lot more factions that come through. For me personally, I quite enjoy the dwarves. I've always been a really big fan of dwarves in general. But Chaos Dwarves are a lot of fun, but I think overall, from a value proposition, you'd probably get more value from playing and getting the Warhammer 1. If you've already got Warhammer 3, that is. White Dwarf faction, yeah, wait to 16th of March, Steam sale. Good suggestion. Which non-Nagaron faction's best? Probably Rakarth. Thanks. No worries, buddy. Yeah, if you wait for the Steam sale, like Mick P. Paz suggesting, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, enslaving gobbos for minor labor. Like my grey cousins. They don't exist. I have no cousins. Only the normal dwarves exist. I mean, only we as dwarves exist, nothing else. We're going to have to get Epic Games to get Warhammer 1 and 2 for free. Nice, dude. That's awesome. Honestly, I've killed enough of these rascals that I'm probably pretty happy to move in now. Just I got to be careful that I'm not going to get shot at. My first long campaign on Warhammer 1 was Dowie. Yeah, me too. The dwarves were my very first faction I finished with. I've played the dwarves since Warhammer 1. Love them to bits. Absolutely love them to bits. Okay, now we can shoot these guys because we've got vision on them. We basically just have to send Thorgrim in. You know when you play Kairos but you don't want to fight Oxyodl? Yeah. You just got to make sure to get as many Chaos Warriors as you can at that point. Got to get the Chaos Warriors in, Chief. Let's do a quick Gyro Bomber run. As I've seen the Smoke Bomb come through. Which should have let us move in the Corals now as well. Beautiful. BEA beautiful. We haven't gone on the walls either, which is perfect. Which means they ain't going to try and climb the walls, which is big. Coral's going to shoot the trolls on the right-hand side. Does this reduce accuracy? No, it does not. Everyone is doing as they must. The dwarves are your favourite NPC? Yeah, me too, man. I goddamn love dwarves. I can't help myself. I've been someone that has loved dwarves for a very long time.
Do not shame your ancestors, dear brethren. No shaming your ancestors here.
Or if you're more Ungrim, it'd be like,
to die in battle.
I have no Slayers, though. I haven't got any Slayers, so I can't really RP as Ungrim too much. I've got good taste, thank you, man. What Dowie means, by the way, I don't remember that much. Dowie is just dwarves. It's just it's just like a different way of saying dwarves, my friend. A lot of people call them Dowie. It's like it's a way that a lot of people address the dwarves. They just say Dowie. Like, for example, if one dwarf is speaking to another dwarf, you know,
what can a Dowie do for you?
or it'd be like,
Hello, Dowie from another hold.
I think it's more of like just a nice way of saying dwarf, yeah. It's the word for dwarf in the dwarven language. Yeah, Peerless, thank you. Ooh, does Runa's fight stack? No, it doesn't. It's like Hulk Hogan calling you brother. I like that. Yeah. That means high elf? Yeah.
Let us be about this.
Perfect gyro bomb opportunity here, but we've got to be careful with it. Gotta be careful. I'm a big fan of the gyro bomber. It has come in clutch a lot, but I've got to wait until the volley of this goblin archer, and then we'll save. Oh my goodness. Absolute destruction right now. Victory is in our grasp indeed. It could be valuable not to shoot ammunition, and the reason for that is because of the fact that my balance of power, it'll be very unlikely to get enough value from the volley itself. Although I don't believe the gyro bomber has ammunition or is defined balance of power, so let's go ahead and murder them as much as I can. Let's destroy this barricade over here. Not getting the best of shots in there, but that's alright. Yeah, we're going to struggle to get decent shot potential there. Let's just kill these guys. No need to shoot them, let's just move over. Oh, that was a pretty swing and a miss there, folks, but that's okay. Sometimes it do be like that, you know? Boom. Thorgrim has taken a wee bit of a beating, but that's sort of expected due to what we've been doing. Let's get some shots into the trolls if we can up there. Should be able to get some decent volleys. You have no ammunition, so let's thicken your provision of line here. And you can front line for us. We also shoot. Once this barricade comes down, they're going to be in trouble. And those night goblins will have a hard time as doing anything against us. And then what we're going to do is one gyro bomb over here to just thin out these archers here as well. There's very few units left, so you know, armor loss bonus will be kicking in very shortly. Honestly, the weird thing is, they're too staggered to get a lot of value, so I'm not going to bomb them. We'll move over here first. We'll move over there first. Right, you guys keep moving through. We're losing a lot of our quarrelers here, so that's the reason why armor loss bonus hasn't kicked in yet. Should probably pull the longbeards back, honestly. You guys know a lot? Yeah, I'm very, very blessed in that my community is awesome. Very, very blessed in that regard. Got a lot of lovely people in the chat. Okay, slowly but surely. Yeah, a bit of a misstep by the Quarrelers here, but that's okay. I mean, the mage will get crushed in melee no matter what, so we'll do that now. We're just going to keep trying to find things to fight. Let's surround this wizard as well. We'll be able to do more damage, because you saw that we only had a couple of the entities attacking at once. Whereas I wanted all of them to attack at the same time. And they got a bonus. Good. Nice. So that obviously wasn't, you know, wasn't the cleanest of ways of doing things, but we certainly got there. Wasn't the cleanest way of doing it, but I'm happy with it nonetheless. Yeah, really nice value from the Quarrelers there. We hardly lost anybody. The main losses were actually on the Quarrelers at the very end there. It just goes to show that, you know, if you're playing towards your victory conditions, which obviously is the fact that I outranged them vastly, just whittled them down bit by bit, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here laughing, you know? I hope they make a new racial mechanic for them. One thing I would love for them to do to the Dwarves NPC is expand Oath Gold to gain relevant and relative buffs for your units. I would love that. Look at that. Beautiful economy. But we need growth in there. Purging the Skarsnik DLC, is he fun? What do you guys think about him? I really like Skarsnik personally. Skarsnik is who we've just murdered. Skarsnik is basically a legendary lord where you've overwhelmed them with numbers. That's what Skarsnik is very good at. Is ensuring that you have a significant amount of numbers over your opposition, right? So if that sounds like something that's appealing to you, then he would be a good lord to pick. Also, I am going to go triple Quarrelers here. Never mind. I think that's slowing us a bit too far down. If we took Grom Peak, that could be nice. Let's just get regiments renowned. I think I'm pretty confident that with very minimal units, we can still do quite a lot. 2 more turns till tier 3, which is what we're going to be really happy about, because that's when we start hitting, you know, the relative critical mass of having long beards. I am shocked how quick it is. This is turn 6, and I'm 2 turns away. Have they buffed Dwarven growth or something? Does Thorgrim give growth himself? Is it something like Thorgrim gives growth? Ooh, chance to receive additional random rewards. I actually don't know what that is. Yeah, all commandments have powerful effects. I thought so. Yep, that makes sense. It's because it's an additional 10. Which makes so much sense, because I wasn't 100% sure. Gunbird can get 25 growth via province decision, right? The next... It's the Empower the Guilds being empowered by Thorgrim. Wow, +4 and -8.
The High King acts.
The grudge meter down is low. No, the grudge meter has nothing to do with that. It's the commandment's been buffed. Yeah, the commandment has been buffed with Thorgrim specifically because of this. All commandments have more powerful effects. So he gets 10 growth, which really adds up in the early game. It really, really does. We're really rich because we're hardly using any units. So I can sustain a secondary army. I'm curious just to see what Wurzeg's doing. He's not at war with anybody. So there's a chance he declares war on me. The faster we can take Red Eye Settlement, the better.
Some call me a king. You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Thank you, Ungrim.
Send me to vengeance.
Couple more things. Hey, Bob, what's up, buddy? What do you think will be the new Lord / hero for the Dwarves in the upcoming DLC? My main hope is Malachi McKayson, because that brings in Thane. It brings in him as a Slayer Engineer. It brings in Thunder Barges, and it'll allow us to have the opportunity to see potentially Rune Golems, you know, a lot more things. He had submarines and a lot of really cool things. You know, he brings forth a lot of very cool inventions. as the spirit of Grungi is what he made specifically. Let's go to the autonomy of holds. I don't mind that. But Bob, what about you, buddy? What are you thinking is coming through? I'm just excited. No matter what they bring in, it'll be awesome. I mean, they could do potentially something to do with Bugmans as well. I would love it for them to implement Bugman Hero for replenishment. And yeah, if you can Google it. Moving too fast to use the Grog post-battle option. Jack, yeah. I normally murder everything around me too quickly for that. Because I'm going to get a secondary army up and running. The second that Mount Gumbag gets tier 2, we'll put the money building in there. No, we'll put the gold building in there. To give us better production and trading. I don't think it's worth it, because like I said, I am in the process of murdering a lot. So the military presence in there is only 2, so Ungrim has clearly done a fantastic job of murdering them. But we can jump over here and attack them next turn. Ah, bugger, Ungrim's here. Sorry, Ungrim. No, I'm gonna get trespassed for no reason. It's gonna give me trespassing for no reason now if he attacks that. Ungrim, wait one turn, trust me. Source, trust me, bro, Ungrim. Wait a turn, trust me. You've no reason to attack Grom Peak right now. Pause. Yeah, okay. He's going to get trespassing with me. He's going to be annoyed. Okie dokie, boys. That is unfortunate. I'm pulling back them. I'm running back. I don't know much Dwarf lore. I'm just hoping for something like fast cavalry or something. There isn't cavalry in the Dwarven Warhammer Fantasy roster. Nice, a caravan, big. As far as I'm aware, there is no type of cavalry within the Dwarven roster. Yep, trespassers -10. Thanks, game. Saying the dwarves lost the power to use them? It's been so long they need to use them or something? Potentially. It was more, thank you for posture check. It was more rune lords that had the capabilities of controlling rune golems. Check it. Look what Shard Dragons are, RPG. If you want to see a cool unit, look at Shard Dragons. Yeah, it's if you look at Shard Dragons, it's another unit that potentially the dwarves could get. Now I'm kind of sad because I'm going to go south now. I'm going to let Ungrim do his thing. Shard, like that. Spell like that, matey. Yeah, like that. Let's grab another lord in here. Do we have any good traits? Kind of. Construction cost reductions is quite nice. Is it worthwhile me cancelling this? How much does it cost? 4.5k. 15, 450, 600 reduction, but it costs me 900 to get him and 250 a turn, so that's not worth it. He'll be useful in general anyway. Give me so easy it was to get a cavalry in the game. Yeah, it definitely helped the dwarves a lot, you know. It definitely helped the dwarves a lot. The only thing that might happen is obviously the dwarves can attack through here. But as long as I get this to tier 2, then make the World's Edge archway into tier 2. Hey, Mons Chief. Then we can chuck in a garrison building there and we're not going to have to worry. I'm going to come back to the settlement. Because I'm going to try and fight against the Skaven to my south. If I managed to get Grom Peak, I would have been able to trade that to Ungrim for a defensive alliance. Which would have given us the information to know when he needed help against Azag, but now we won't know. We'll just have to keep close eye on what happens. We'll just have to keep a real close eye on it. Which I'm okay with. As long as we're smart about what we're doing. There we go, boys. The big man himself, it's a good job I've started moving back. The big man himself is attacking us. Although, we've got a lot of good stuff over here. Worm type of thing, it's sick. Yep, it's dope. Vestas lost to her gig? What? To, What is it? What is it? Hoshland? It's not Hoshland. Oh my god, a Thane! Yo! That RNG is insane. Hoshland? Yeah, it is Hoshland. Thorgrim Copperpot, matey. Take a rune of Spite, Chief. Stream a luck, I suppose. And we get training. Doesn't this give us way more money per battles as well? Because isn't it Thanes that give you more money? Am I misremembering something? I swear Thanes give you more money. Or is that an SFO thing? Is that an SFO thing?
For the wisdom of the layer.
Oh, I got magical attacks, that's fine.
My beard itches.
I think it's an SFO thing. That makes sense then. I remember really wanting them as fast as possible. Need an Engineer Lord. Couldn't agree more. An Engineer Lord would go so hard. Crawler. And then we're going to replace the miner, so let's get rid of you now. And let's get rid of you. No point spending money on a unit that I don't want to use. We should probably force match it here because we're not doing any recruitment on the side. So it'll be jump over, and then jump over here, and then pass over the 7 units. Or 6, should I say. Azag's going to be on his way, so we'll murder him. Want an Engineer Lord if they made the Drazinas just now? Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. Any news about Thrones of Decay? It's April time, I believe, Manfred, matey. Expectations for it is about April time, buddy. Expectations is roughly April time. Which it's honestly the DLC I'm most hyped for. Generally, out of literally everything, all the DLCs that they've released, it is the one thing that I am the most excited about. Because I genuinely love every faction that's in it. Oh, student, here we go. Ranked up on the same turn as researching a technology. Wait, it works like that. Students, you gain ranked up on the same turn as technology. It is the way it works. Wait, we got another one. And then ranked up at the same turn as researching a technology. We got Archivist as well.
Send me to vengeance. It is time.
I'll take it. It's Empire, Dwarves, and Nurgle. That's the one, matey. Most have deals with the far if it's done right. Print money like crazy. I mean, that's definitely probably the hope for them. Dude is rolling, wiping out Scarsic with half a stack. Yeah, it is kind of cringe how much I know the Dwarves. I know the Dwarves is limit tests by a lot. I remember it was a head-to-head that I did against Anticity. So the wonderful Anticity and me did a head-to-head, and I said to him that there is a 0% chance that you'll beat me if you play as Skarsnik. No, if I'm playing Skarsnik against Thorgrim, and I beat him 2-0 in a head-to-head in a best of 3. I remember that. I basically said to him that Thorgrim has no way of beating Skarsnik. Like, it is impossible for you to win that. And he was like, challenge accepted. And I was like, okay, buddy. And then, yeah, I smoked him as Skarsnik. But I understand the Dwarves very well. I've played them for so damn long. Just hope they don't choose one faction to give the attention. Kind of like they did to Kislev, honestly. In the latest one, they kind of gave Kislev the most love. Which I'm assuming is the most popular faction. That's why they did that. Kislev was in the dirt? Nah, I disagree. Kislev has been a very powerful faction for a long time. For the most part. But they nerfed them. They nerfed Corsair's pirate weapon thing, which gave them 10% range. They did so many weird things to Kislev. They were alright. They weren't incredible, right? Where the hell is Wurzak? He's definitely going to be coming towards us now. I prefer Catherine, personally. I massively prefer Catherine over Mother Stankia. I mean, this sled is pretty broken, though, I'm not gonna lie. The sled is insanely broken. If you guys have used it, you'll know what I mean. The hitbox is tiny. Frostworm, those one bones again, clamber at spears. Yeah, I think their hit accuracy is pretty trash, if I'm not mistaken, with the worms. But weirdly enough, Catherine on the Frostworm is really good. I don't know why, but Catherine on the Frostworm is really, really goddamn good.
Where's my bookmark? I've lost my place.
Right, time to murder these folks. Are you at war with them? No, you're not. You're at war with Clan Dance. Why is Skarsnik such a counter against Thorgrim? Nasty Skulkers, pretty much. Nasty Skulkers being like 50 upkeep. You can have 2 armies to Thorgrim's 1, and it's just a case of Chaff versus... Chaff is always better in that regard, you know? Duke Squad. Well, the Ice Guards. Yeah, the Ice Guards are good. Ice Guards are very, very strong. Especially with the new Golden Knight buffing them. Alongside Catherine buffing them too. Like a Zargard Ice Guard stack is actually good enough late game. Like a reasonable thing to use late game. But yeah, man, but it's basically just Nasty Skulkers being incredibly powerful. Talisman Preservation, and that's pretty nice. Jeez, I'm so surprised. Tier 3 already. It does seem really weird that this is the case. Like, I'm just kind of shocked at how much cash you make. Right, 750, let's just squeeze money out of somebody. Zulfbar's at war with Scabby Eye. Zulfar, are you drunk, pal? They're over here. I'll declare war on them for you. You might, I mean, in fairness, you probably are drunk because you have Karak Dromar, which is literally where Bugmund is made. So you probably are absolutely out your mind with beverage. Let's move away because ambush is obviously being too close to somebody. You canny ambush because that Cathy Lord is there. Right, Wurzag, where you at, pal? Here he is. Here's the man himself. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. I'm gonna get rid of you. I don't want to spend the money. Is there anything I can build that's cheap enough? Oh, 100% I need this. 1.8k. How quickly can I get that? I need 1.3k to afford it. Okay, no money from you. Oh, perfect. Ooh, Trader Grim as well. I can get the money from these Eastern River Lords. So who is it you're fighting? The Dead Flag Feet. That is a freebie. Alongside trade agreement. 780, 768. So that's really, really free declare wars there. That I know as a fact that's going to be fine. Not declare war on any of these guys. This will be another really free one to the Black Tribe. 925 there. Honestly, Kazrak honestly would be a freebie as well, so we'll do that too. Nikai's a free one too before he dies. Does he die that often? That's because I've never seen him die that quickly, but I'll trust you. I've never tried it, but I'll trust you. 2.2k. Wait, Monster, if you baited me last time I did that, should I have trusted you? Every time that I've trusted you, you've baited me into really bad positions. Like, every time, without fail. Maybe I'm too gullible. Maybe I'm way too gullible, because every time that I've trusted what you said, you've 100% baited me. Half a map away from me, true. 65% ambush chance. Loki always kills him. Yeah, true. Loki is going to be pretty nutty against him. Underway interception. Oh, that is so unlucky. Hey, Carabane. That is so unlucky. I'm not declaring war on Loki. Alright, thankfully, Wurzag, I don't think he has his Foot of Gork yet. Let me check. He has his Foot of Gork. Of course he does. He gets it like level 3, doesn't he? And Rescast, thanks for the follow, buddy. I appreciate you, buddy. Very kind of you. Now we jinxed it. 20 turns from now. Nakai's rank 1 and our doorstep. 100% with the way Monschief utilizes Hag Witch Magic or whatever. He'll have figured it out. He'll have figured it out. Right. XDD Magic? Yeah, probably. Right, so what I probably should do here, actually, if I'm not being a noob, so we know what he has. So, against anyone with Foot of Gork, deploy like you're playing multiplayer. Looks silly, but it's true. I'm deploying these guys like I'm playing multiplayer, full max ranks, and far enough away from one another that Foot of Gork won't hit both of us. Or 2 units. This right here is the counter to Wurzag. Easy counter to Wurzag is just deploying very far from one another. Beautiful deployment, I like that. And then my Thane and you, also really nice positioning. I'm going to move you guys slightly up. And then you guys slightly up. Because the minimum range of engagement, as you can see here, for these miners, were where this unit was. So ideally having a little bit further is better. Do you have any mods to separate campaign map graphics with battle? I'm having problems with 2070. There might be no problems with battles. Interesting, Raphael. I've not actually had issues with it. Depends on your graphic settings, I suppose. We get cool banners from Thoric Eyebrow with the other factions. I like confederating them. To get the cool banners from Thoric. No, you'd have to play as faction. I think the banners are specific to the faction color. So, like, all my troops are blue because Thorgrim's blue. And everyone that kills the most... Name the one with the most kills. The number of kills they got. Roger, that one will do. Thank you. Appreciate you, Everton, for the reminder. And then we're going to go guard mode. You see, this is a perfect deployment right here. There is near enough nothing they can do. Why is Thorgrim sad? I think Thorgrim's pretty happy. Rune Mage?
Runes are not magic, you stupid manling. Runes will never be magic. You have shamed your ancestor with a suggestion like that.
Yeah, no, magic does not exist within Dwarven. Oh, God damn it, Terrathil. No, that was well done. That was well done. I don't think they have that many archers. Let me chuck some ammunition on the Gyro Bomber and we'll just go shoot Wurzag. Is he on a mount yet? No, not just yet. So it'll be a little bit harder to kill him. You'll never get this. So, reminder, arrows will always shoot. Oh, sugar, I forgot about that. Uh-oh. Alright, never mind, we're good. Arrows normally shoot on the last known location of the target. I forgot you can do that. Let's see me play Thoric. Yeah, Thoric could definitely be the next Dowie we play. So here's the value of making sure you split. Let's shoot here. We need my Thane on that side, and then Thorgrim needs the Mortis Engine on that side. And then we're going to need to flash bomb this these amount of infantries here. And then we're going to do and chuck that in there. Yo, Mochi, thanks for the prime, man. I appreciate you.
Short?
There'll be no alliance when I'm the High King.
And then we need to move towards the left, so let's use the bombers on this side. Pull those guys back, replace them with that. It's because they're going to get shot at because the hammer is. Do we have terror? No, Thorgrim doesn't even have fear. You'd think that he'd at least deserve a little bit of terror. Let's pull away from that. Foot of Gork. Nice. Really minimize the damage taken there. Thorgrim can kind of start moving over this side. Longbeards can start moving in. Yeah, just look at the difference making here. Look at the difference between the value that Wurzag is getting from his magic, just completely shutting him down. Like, he's got 377 gold value, that's it. Because of how we're approaching this. Then we can move over and do this. Let's start throwing hands on Wurzag as well. Having Slayers would be really nice, but unfortunately we don't have access to them just yet. Let's pull this Dwarf Warrior back. And then just send the miners in afterwards. Let's pull into these archers here. Let's start firing on the back end, as that's where the most amount of value will come through. Thorgrim is absolutely crushing him. Moving up, slowly avoiding the potential of being attacked. And we'll just do a really heavy gyro bombing run there. And then we're going to turn around and do the same because they're going to try and hit us. I really don't mind committing the majority of my ammunition to shut this one archer down. And then look at that already. Because this doesn't have any balance of power, so... What are my PC specs? My PC specs are a 3080 graphics card. I have a Ryzen 3700K. I've got 16 gig of RAM, I'm pretty sure. So my PC overall is pretty solid. I'm very lucky in that I have a pretty damn good PC. And I run everything on an M.2. I wouldn't play this game unless it was on an SSD, honestly. PC Flex? No, I've had this PC for... I bought it when everything was... when it was at its most expensive. Which is so annoying. When we had the chip shortages, I bought my PC then. And everything was way much more expensive. Altharion the Badlands is a pain? Yeah. Yeah, Liam, he's an annoying one with it. Being a small when he's short and blue. Kind of similar. I think Thorgrim is a relatively tall dwarf. Khorne or Warriors of Chaos first? Depends what you're looking for. Warriors of Chaos has a lot more flexibility, Don Trey. Whereas Khorne has a lot more of ability of just running around murdering things. Depends what you're looking for. If you want to murder things or you want to murder things, you know? Warriors of Chaos are a very powerful faction. Probably arguably the strongest within the game. I would honestly probably rate Warriors of Chaos probably the strongest in the game. Would you guys disagree with me? Would you guys disagree with me? Do you think Warriors of Chaos are the strongest faction in the game? I really do think they are. It's kind of bonkers how good Warriors of Chaos are. You can just recruit like crazy. Also, what I'm going to try and do here is... another one. And we got Godric and Felix here, so let's recruit another Lord there. Pick up Godric and Felix. Ooh, having a strong mage... a strong dude here is pretty nice. If we attack this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it should bring the garrison. Does it bring these guys in? Because I want it to. I don't think it does. I can't see the arrow anyway. I think if I do this, they'll be in the zone of control of the settlement no matter what, even if we don't attack them. Oh, we do. We pull them in. Good. Yuanbo's faction is OP. Definitely powerful, but I wouldn't rate it towards Warriors of Chaos. Like, I remember when I played Valkyr, so Champions of Chaos, basically the same, Warriors of Chaos. I played Valkyr versus Turin, and I played against Poon. I had a Koi on my team, and I basically 1v2 Turin and Poon at the same time. And Turin's a very good player. He played Dwarves. And it just goes to show how insanely powerful Warriors of Chaos are. Right? Warriors of Chaos are just bonkers. Nice. So we managed to secure them coming in from the side as well, which means we can get a really hefty deployment on the left side. Yuanbo early game is weaker now. I mean, as long as you're using the stones to get the recruits, you got to globally recruit and locally recruit to get access to spam out as many peasants as possible. I mean, the Alchemist Mage in general is not really the catalyst of what made Yuanbo's army good. IMO. Get these folks going there. So we've got a relatively small deployment here. I'm going to tilt the Quarrelers to the other side. No more keep added. Honestly, it should be fine. I'm not against a lot of the ranged factions, but thank you, Everton. Appreciate it. We're not against a lot of the ranged units, so I'm not too worried. Actually, bloody hell, there's a lot of range there. So, yeah, we're actually going to have to do it. Oh, we did forget the naming. Sorry, OPG. Yeah, if you check the VOD, I will do what you say. I think I'm better off just honestly running towards the line here with my melee infantry. Locking them in combat straight away, and I'm going to do that now, honestly. You're going to go with Bellicor? Nice. Yeah, Bellicor's a good option, my friend. Bellicor's a good option. Very strong. You can go back on the VOD. If you click on my stream twice and then click on the video, you should be able to look at the VOD. Right, basically the plan here is to shut them down as soon as they come into the fight. If I can get their range units in melee straight away, they'll have a very difficult time here. These guys can sort of cover the flanks. You bought the DLC just for Village? Yeah, Village is good. Village is a very, very strong lord. Nice, so the hammers have given us some more physical resistance, which is one of the reasons why you want your hammers nearby. Ooh, are they going to come in? Am I too close to them? No, it's fine. Let's get the Rune of Spike going. Printing off some Rune of Spike value, baby. And let them just absolutely crush in. It was the Arrow Miners with 138 kills. Roger that one. I will name them 138. Thank you for the reminder. Oh my god. And now the Gyro Bomber is going to come in and have fun. Friendly fire. Ah, it's worth it. Plus, the damage isn't very AP either. The damage is not very AP heavy. All of these guys are riding off the battlefield now. Oh my god, this is carnage. This is Dwarven Warcrimes. I have delivered. I promised Dwarven Warcrimes, and by gummery, we're delivering today. These poor sods, man. There's nothing they can do. They're individually just getting crushed as they come into the fight. This is how dwarves have to be played. Definitely makes them strong. Isn't the changeling the best? You can't lose? I mean, just because you can't lose doesn't mean necessarily you'll be able to be in a situation where you can snowball, right? You'll just always have availability of just not dying. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're the best. Nah, the Thane's getting some good value as well. Constant Mortis Engine, love that. I don't mind my Coralus fighting in melee. I really don't. We really don't need... We honestly don't even need the Coralus to help over here. We already have this locked down. I need the Hammers over there. And we need the Mortis Engine over here. Let's just grab my Coralus over this side. As long as I'm using my Coralus to shut down what I can. What's our strongest inventory here? Orc boys. Let's reduce that melee defense. Quals have good melee defense stats. Yeah, they're very, very durable. Like you can see now, my dwarf warriors have 53 melee defense. Beautiful. Wait, is that armor loss bonus on these guys already? Oh my god, their secondary army has been army lost already. You're kidding me. That is insane how fast I just made them right off the fight. They said no one left. I don't blame them though. I honestly don't blame them. I'd be pretty fuming too in their shoes. God, I love the dwarves so much, man. The Dowie. Oh, beautiful. Perfection. Look at the bodies on the ground. This is the Dwarven Warcrimes we promised.
The Grobi scum. As we see this stupid this sea of dead bodies. I know Valea looks upon us this day and smiles upon our ancestors.
There are dead dwarves? I do not see. There's like a shield. There's one dead dwarf there. That's an orc shield. Yeah, there's like no dead dwarves, basically. How many did we even lose? We hardly saw anybody. We hardly lost anybody. We legit hardly lost anyone. It's beautiful, folks. It's bloody beautiful. Mr. Friendly Fire? Yeah, my mining charges might have done. We can cross this off the book. We can. Wow. 1,300 losses. The Gyro Bomb is already named OPG. He plays Festus. He's fun too. Yeah, Festus is very good. I like Festus. In a lot of ways, he's a superior Yeah, in a lot of ways, he's the superior Nurgle. The Thane I don't believe has been named. But we need, what was it, 139 was it, or something like that? I'll check your chat log in a sec. 138, thank you.
The High King acts.
Man, I goddamn love this. The miners, the waffle throwers. We've just named them 138. Everton, I'm sorry.
To war. Throw bearers.
Alright, Zulfar.
Let's march.
Melee defense. Ooh, training first. Training and then melee defense. Because it... Basically, we're leveling up our red tree. We're going into our red tree fast enough now because we've got a Thane. So, we'll probably relatively quickly get access into rank 9s. Ooh, we've got a Slayer unit now, which is huge. I'm not going to recruit this Dragonfire Pass unit just yet.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Upgrade you. Upgrade you, upgrade you. God, we're making a lot of money. Like, look at this. This is domination right here, boys. This right here is some juicy, tasty Dwarven domination. This is what the Dowie's all about, baby. This is what the Dowie is all about. Is it worth to go deeper into the red tree when you got the unique line unlocked? No. No, I don't think so. I'm fun watching Battlesey play Dowies. Thank you, Kara. Appreciate it. Watch out for Rictus. I'm gonna make sure that my settlement becomes tier 2. I think he will specifically probably have a bit of difficulties with, you know, Imric, with Drazowith, so I'm not worried about him just yet. And for a very valid point. I don't think I need to worry about him just yet. Oh, and yeah, true. I should have gone and done his unique line. Although, oh yeah, it's the ancient bloodline. It's only local, though. Isn't the unique line pretty garbage? Yeah, the unique line's actually kind of trash. Holy moly. And Thane's not named. Yeah, that unique line is not good. What was Zulfar? Do we try and punish Wurzel? 101? Okay.
The High King acts.
101 copper pot, like that. Was definitely a snitch being moved to Cathay? Yeah. Because you got to remember that it'll take him a lot of turns to get up here as well. Ooh, I need to afford that. So what do I not need to upgrade? I need 2 grand. Is there any way that I can squeeze out some dollars here? Declare war on Azag would be a good start, honestly.
Some call me a king. You are welcome here.
1.4, 1.5k basically. Let me see who's a freebie. Western provinces, you already know, son.
Do you intend to assist? We cannot. Mighty
Lord of the...
Yeah.
Cool.
Xiaomeng.
The dragon blood.
It is time.
This is time indeed. Give me 200 gold. Any dealage?
Ready.
No. I'll have to stop building the tier 2 trinket maker then. I just dislike the fact that I'm stopping the building a bit. Oh, disenchant a follower is a decent shout, honestly.
Yes.
Only 100 down. Troll Slayer is going to be useful. These are stacking though, I'm pretty sure. You can't salvage things for money as dwarves. Risk it for a chocolate biscuit? That was not worth it. That was definitely not worth it. Hey, Webb. It's good to see you, buddy. Greetings, content in chat. Lovely to have you here, Webb, Jeff. Hope you're doing well.
Ready.
Let's quickly make some more swords. Merge them together. So you never reroll. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't got, like, Helm of Discord, Potions of Healing, anything like that. Yeah. Which sort of sucks. Are you a Skaven main? Nice. Love that. What is your race or faction of choice? Honestly, I love dwarves. My main problem with the Skaven is I got to the point where I was relatively good at them, and it was very hard to have, like, sounds really big-headed, but, like, a lot of difficult situations to be in, right? I played I've played Ikiclaw to death. I've played so much Ikiclaw that I have a lot of fun with him, but I have to take a breather from him, if you know what I mean. You know, I've got to have a bit of a breather from him. Just because of how much I've played Skaven. There might be value in me getting rid of the spell shield, just so I can potentially... Ah, it's 2 away. That's fine, we'll get it from the gold. Now, it's annoying because the thing now is it's hard to know the exact play. I didn't have enough. Yeah, didn't we decide not to do this one? Yeah, I think that's the right play. Upgrading Mount Gunbad to then get the growth needed for this is better. And then you can go in to get Gotrek, and then Gotrek and Felix will become a one-man Doomstack by themselves. But we need to get additional healing. If you guys have seen the stuff that I cook up as Gotrek and Felix, you'll probably enjoy this. So I don't know if this is still in the game, but I know Mercy made a video on this. I don't fully remember it. Yeah, you basically get infinite Oath Gold if you disenchant these, right? Because this comes back as, doesn't it? I think the whole point of it is this comes back. So you get a ton of Oath Gold, and I think they get it back, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how you can get a ton of Oath Gold really early on as well, if you really want to interject a lot of Oath Gold into you. But yeah, Web Chef, I love me Skaven. I do like Skaven, but Dwarves is normally what I like to chill out with. I'm a massive Autotide guy, but I love Warriors of Chaos too. With Rune of Spite, though, those guys will be absolutely fine. Let me move up a little bit and just have a look. I feel like Skrulk might be a little love. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, Skrulk's actually quite fun to play. Because you're against Lizardman, and yeah, that's no bueno. Okay, I'm going to follow and chase... Methinks. Finishing Wurzag, I'll happily give up terrain against these guys, but killing Wurzag is more important. Re-equip the items you're not recycling. Yeah, good point. Do you know, Oaks, if you get them back? If you recycle them, do you get them back? I honestly can't recall. But we won't cheese it, like I said. We're not going to cheese it, but... Never heard of it? Let's test it then. Why not? Let's test it. I actually don't remember 100% how it works, but we've gotten a ton of Oath Gold for free now. I don't 100% remember. I think it gives you them back. Unless you get them killed on purpose or something. It's on a hard timer. That's an insane cheese to Splug. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Especially because you can get that building very quickly. You can get it very, very quickly. You don't need them anyway. No, the items do help quite a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like crazy OP, right?
Be sure to put your Oath Gold to good use, my
Yeah, we don't have them anymore.
The
That's fine. You just a hero action Ekrund. We can actually do that. And then our job now with Godric and Felix is to scout that area. We could take the settlement, but I'd rather just jump over and avoid attrition. And then we'll merge. When you get them again later? Yeah, probably, honestly. Probably. I mean, now we've got the Oath Gold to make the character runes. Most important thing, boom, Rune of Fear. For your heroes. Always get Rune of Fear for your heroes because the effect stacks. Next up, you want to make sure to get the armor because obviously at the point where you get 200 armor is when armor becomes inefficient. Past that. And then I like melee defense as well. I love mitigation. I will always take mitigation. That is fundamentally the core concept. Ooh, I can get about these guys already. I'll yoink you. Don't say I won't. Wow, I've got a really good economy if I can afford you. You've got a good enough army to take that out. Steady thing to do. What does that even mean? Right, take that. Nice. Seed of Rebirth, that's huge. That's the budget tankard, basically. Seed of Rebirth is a huge item to get. As like I said, it's pretty much the budget variant of getting tankard. So we'll use that. And we'll put that in Godric and Felix as well. And then now what we want to do is go to our heroes, and we're going to give them... Oh, not that one, sorry, bud. Give you Rune of Fear. Give the Thane Rune of Fear as well. And Thorgrim, I'm going to give you the armor and melee defense. Make you even tankier, buddy. That's fine with me. It's got Axe Lord for now. And then this Lord here is most likely going to need to defend against this. We can also improve the growth. We've got a tier 2 building there, so let's get rid of that one. So Varenka Hills is honestly something that I probably have to start ensuring we're defending. We have enough money to be fine. Honestly, Gotrek would be better served towards this side now. Your responsibility is to take out these guys as well. How come we've got Thunderers? I'm assuming this guy starts with 2 Thunderers. I'm going to go ahead and guess, but that's a really nice thing, especially with good throwers. So you must start with Thunderers and good throwers then. Is the only explanation. Wow, 1.2k is a lot of money. This is a really nice province. This is such a good... This is such a nice start. I am very happy with this. I can afford these armies too. Which is the biggest surprise. We'll take this settlement out next. The other one's over here somewhere. And we'll slowly take the tower to get this province as well. And I think there's a one related to Ekrund, which is use a hero successfully to do an action. That's a grudge. And we can get we can get some money from that. So most likely the best person to do that is probably the engineer, because the Thane is more important with the army. I rate the Thane a little higher. And then we're going to upgrade that next turn, which is World's Edge Archway, which is bordering Tretch. What's stopping Scrag from having a go at us? Nothing. I expect him to fight us, honestly. Oaks, I fully expect him to fight me, but I don't mind him doing that. I'm pretty confident if he tries. It's going to be a bit of a draw for me, personally. What about the Thunder Badgers? You'd expect them to get Thunder Badgers, right? Okay, this is a banger. Right, this is beautiful. Now, this is what we're looking for. 1 army, 2 army, 3 army, 4 armies. Now, this is what we're looking for, boys. This is what I'm talking about. Then it's a fair fight, exactly. Now, with even the odds. With even the odds now. Ooh, I didn't check if they had any grudge throwers or anything like that. Or, excuse me, if they had any doom divers. I should have checked that. It's a big fight, yeah. It's going to be a really big fight. The main thing here is ensuring that I'm leveraging my range units to shoot their backline. Let me check. So that's nothing there. So a couple trolls, nothing like that. Trolls. Okay, I can funnel up them. Let me just check my terrain. We'll take and defend over here. We do have diminished. We do have a very diminished front line. We have a very, very diminished front line, which is not good. But my Quarrelers can act as a budget front line if needed. If and when needed. So there's a lot of cavalry that'll be flanking us, so that's the reason why we'll do that. And Thane will go there. Thorgrim will go here. Let me unmerge you. You're going to go 4th. And I think we have a lot of healing available to us. Yeah, we have insane amounts of healing. So basically, I'm going to let them become and grab all of their units together. And then we're going to go beat them up. Here comes the Battlesey, I like that. Yeah, we'll let them move towards us. Thorgrim can solo the whole fight. No, he's too big, he'll get shot to death. He can definitely kill a lot of them. Because we've got the double Rune of Spite tech. And we'll be making sure that the buffs specifically, well, the Rune of Spite are on other ends of the fight because Rune of Spite does not stack. So let's let them move all their armies over. Let's make them take it all over. It's like, cometh atteth me, bro. Cometh atteth me, indeed. So only 40 of their units can come on the fight at once, which is fine. Just grab all of my units, put them in guard mode. We don't want anything chasing. What makes us to not control a large army here? I need a second army. Soul's Crux, I think you need to have a second army to activate that. Unless they've changed it, of course. What is the army skill? This is the Zulfbar 42 pounder. It's the engineers. Basically, it does a lot of damage in a fight like that. I can select it where I want. Looks like they're going to trickle towards us here, which is not bad. So let's move and reposition my Quarrelers a little bit here. Just to be more conscious about the flanking they may do with the Skulkers. How come a cop doesn't have perfect vigor? Well, you gotta think about the poor Dowie that's in it. Yeah, the poor Dowie that's controlling the gyro bomber might get tired, lad. You know, he might get a wee tired in there. You can't blame him for that. He very well might get a wee tired. Let's not get too critical of him. So this is the flank I was on about, but we've preemptively moved the Quarrelers accordingly. Maybe getting out of fuel? Yeah. Fuel would definitely be an angle. He's going to spend too long without Bugmans. True, you gotta keep a dwarf topped up with Bugmans, that's for sure. Let's just make sure that we're not wasting ammunition here. Let's grab these and stop shooting for a second. But remind myself to fire at will once again as soon as they come out of my range. Like now. It's a lot of orcs. Is Bugman's a drink? It's an ale. It's a beer, basically. It's the famous Dwarven drink. Bugman's is pretty much what makes the world go round for the dwarves. It is their sought-after beverage. So anytime a unit routes off, another unit from the back will come in. Bugman Rangers, just drunk Rangers? No. Bugman Rangers specifically are a retinue that is designed to defend Bugmans, basically. Like the Bugman's ale productions. Right, I'm fine with this still. I'm going to go and scout out on the left flank just to make sure that we know what they're doing. Yeah, once again, this is here. Lore-wise, which is stronger? That's a great question, Oaks. I would imagine Bugmans, because they specifically... There's been 5 or so variants of it, and I believe every time they make it as strong as they can. But you never know with the Kislevites. The Kislevites have to deal with bloody chaos on a daily.
Let the vengeance begin!
Nice, getting some good damage into here. Now let's make sure that we've done that. Yep, we have. We got 8 restocking here, but I think we'll probably get to the point where they will have taken so much damage that, like, screw this, I want to leave. And I won't blame them. My only issue is, the only thing that I'm worried about is their sheer level of ranged units. They have a lot of ranged. So we're probably going to struggle in that respect. But my Gyro Bomber's responsibility is to ensure that we can thin out the front line and then focus on their range units. Yeah, just letting us get some freebies in. Just the advantage of my ranged here. We will restock them already because I'm pretty sure that's not going to be fully efficient. Yeah, good. This might look silly, but I'm going to send Thorgrim in. This may look like I'm trolling, but I'm going to send my Thorgrim and Thane in. And there's one very specific reason for that is I'm trying to buffer them enough to stop them from moving towards me. My goal here is to try and delay them as much as I possibly can do. By running forward now with my 2 tankiest members, I'm very, very confident with their ability to tank, right? Thorgrim's not defined a monstrous unit, so I don't think they'll shoot him. If Thorgrim was defined monstrous, then you'd expect them to start firing into me, but alright, all we're going to do now is hold, boys. The gyro bomb is waiting. Let's stop shooting with you, matey. Let's make sure we're getting correct target priority here. Just get a charge in there, although it's only 24 charge bonus. Every little helps, as Tesco says. Now here is goddamn brilliant value with the Thane. We'll summon in this Zulfar Pounder now. It's not the best cast, but it'll do. Nice. We're going to fly in through here, just making sure that we're shooting their range units where possible. Their front line I'm not bothered about in the slightest way, shape or form. We will crush them because we are dwarves.
You're not ashamed that I'm just as jelly better.
Simply put. Fly over here now. Focus on the range. Let's make sure their front line is crushed as fast as I can. Like so. One poor dwarven sod that's stuck there, but that is what it is. Alright, Thorgrim needs to come back now. We delayed as much as we could. Thane needs to move back as well. Let's continue the pressure on their front line. My dwarf warriors will hold for a very, 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 very long time. Pull the hammers out as well while we're doing so. Let's just use Thorgrim as much as a distraction, leveraging the Rune of Spite here. Same with the Thane. Obviously, a lot more of them are going to be coming in consistently and constantly, but I'm not too worried about that just yet. Throw in ammunition as soon as we can. Yeah, the cop just pulled back, don't worry. Still got 5 gyro bombers we're going to use. I'm not going to try and clear the front line here just yet. Let's start repositioning and redefining who we're shooting. Just to ensure that we're making sure that we're dealing with them as much as possible. I'm going to pull back my hammers now, I think. This is an old campaign, Delta. This is a new one we've started today. We're just basically crushing everything with Thorgrim at the moment. That is the goal. Also good to see you. I'm going to gyro bomber this side now because my melee front line is wavering slightly. Let me have a look. Yeah, nothing really too scary coming in. Honestly, their archers are the scariest thing that they can recruit. Or that they can bring in this fight. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. There are a couple of bombs can fix it. We just need them to rout, honestly. And then we regain control of these corridors to start firing again. Beautiful. Pull Thorgrim back over. See, he's super, super healthy. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful. We've routed this line, so now I'm going to redeploy. And then now we can start shooting towards the middle again. Just at all times ensuring that I'm shooting out the thing that will be doing the most damage to my army, right? Every single time checking what's going to be doing what against me. We should be using flash bombs here. That's a bit of a mistake by me. Slight mistake by me there. Thorgrim's going to be coming back and dealing with these guys. And we'll get the Thane moving back too. Yeah, the regiment around, we'll pull them back because obviously it's been named, but hopefully we can keep them alive. As long as 5 survive, it's fine. Yeah, As long as 5 of you boys survive, you're alright. Due to my reduced amount of inventory here, it makes sense that my crawlers are starting to have into melee, so let's go a lot more aggressive with positioning here. Let's pull these dwarf warriors that we do have, and then put them significantly far up. And that's our last bonus already. Is that all you can muster?
Is that all you can muster for the might of the Dowie? This is pathetic. Even for the disgusting Grobi. Ugh, scum. This is a great victory this day. For the damned scrum brethren.
Yeah, classic fundamental of just making sure to target whatever's the most annoying thing on the battlefield at once. Heroic victory. Oh, what can I say? We lost only 294. And their army's basically crushed. Poor buggers. We did lose 1 dwarf warrior. 07 to that guy. But we've got the ROR we can replace that guy with. We still have the regiment renown, which we didn't put in the army. Wait, my army's not even max. My army's not even maxed right now. I have 18 units. We could have more battles like this. Terrathil, just be really dumb and put yourself in bad positions like I do all the time. Smiley face. I constantly jump into combat because I know as a fact in the underground, Thorgrim will crush most things that goes near him. I'm usually very, very confident with just killing everything. And since I've attacked them in a... since I attack them very quickly, it's made it so that they have very little artillery pieces. And obviously, Wurzag specifically doesn't really typically recruit towards artillery. Right. Wait, have you killed him already? Oh my god, Scragger's killed him already.
My axe thirsts for war.
Okay, dude.
Beards in belts.
Beards in belts.
Grudges will be set.
We don't need a full army over here, so we'll merge those. Take out Spackbiter next turn. We're going to go ahead and level up. Honestly, his ancient bloodline is pretty trash. It doesn't feel good at all. We don't have Longbeards. Oh, I think he has one of the worst unique trees in the game. I really think he has probably one of the worst unique tree lines in the game. Let's go into range, because we're most likely to upgrade that very quickly. I think that's one of the very few Legendary Lords that I don't prioritize. Going into that. Can I go... No, I can't do that. We attack these two. And then take a bit of stone mine. We can replenish ourselves. Yeah, we can replenish ourselves with this. Very happy with that. Right. Folks, what I'm going to be doing is sending you guys off to the wonderful Book of Grudges. He knows a ton about lore. Grudges knows an insane amount about lore, so if you have any lore questions, by all means throw it his way. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Obviously today is my last day of being a full-time streamer. Officially marks my end of my full-time streaming. So yeah, guys, I do appreciate you guys hanging out. You know, thank you very much for spending your time with me. Good luck on the first day. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to starting tomorrow. It should be a fun and interesting challenge. I'm probably going to be knackered, honestly. I would imagine I'm going to be absolutely exhausted tomorrow, but we'll see. As I have no idea. Yeah, I generally haven't done full-time not streaming for 6 or so months now. And on the YouTube side of folks, much love to you guys. What's the schedule? The schedule is going to be dependent on what the situation is regarding... yeah, I guess regarding my work and what works best, I guess. But on the YouTube side, we're going to send you guys over to wonderful Mercy the Mad. He's a great guy. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. Go say hi to Mercy on the YouTube side of things. Go say hi to Grudges on the Twitch side of things. You guys are amazing. Thanks very much for being supportive. Thanks very much for being amazing. Thanks for the follows, the gifted subs, the resubs. You guys are the best. Take care of yourselves, and all the best. Right, most